Well, when I very first started, I was selling dolls at a market, and it's a market that's out in the country, and it starts very early in the morning. The customers start coming usually before 9 o'clock. So you have to be there and start setting up at about 6 o'clock, which means you have to leave your house at about 4 o'clock to get out to the country, so it's dark. And then when you arrive, people are setting up, and there are musicians there because it's quite a kind of a beautiful country market, and sometimes there were fires when people have hot chocolate. And I used to see families there with children who were helping with the stalls, as Violet does with her family. And I just wondered what it would be like for them, because it seemed like magic to me to be there that early and to watch the day actually begin, to see it all unfold in the bush. And it just made me wonder what it would be like to be one of those really young people in their pyjamas watching it all happen.
Was there a real little blue china bird?
There was a little blue china bird. My gran gave it to me. It's many years ago, been broken and gone, but I still remember every little china feather, and I was very happy to have a chance to kind of bring it back to life in the story.
Well,
very, very much so. And often I notice in retrospect, I read over a story and I think, oh, somebody was telling me something that had happened to them recently, and that must have been where that idea came from. Or, you know, now that I think about it, I had one of those when I was 6, but it's not that I'm aware of ideas to write into a story. When I look back, I can see all little details from my own life have been assembled in it, like a strange roundabout kind of diary. I find she's fully formed. By the time it's actually I'm ready to write, it more or less comes out. It's not that I necessarily know what I'm going to write, but it does feel as though the story's already formed and all I have to do is jot it down. So there's often nothing for quite a while, and then a few weeks of very, very intensive writing. Violet's theories, well, I have theories. I'm very much a theory person. Not actually superstitious, but I just love looking out for little signs that I'm on the right track, or maybe I'm not on the right track. And so I think that's how all of Violet's theories come about. When she's a little bit uncertain, she looks for signs in the world around her. And I think that's how she makes her decisions, and it's how I kind of guide her stories in particular ways. Very much so. And I still do. Her first theory in the first book, that if you're out walking and you're thinking about something and you spot a small thing on the ground, that means that it's an idea you need to do something about. I absolutely believe that. And I have always, for as long as I can remember, had that idea and lived by it. The theory of helping small things actually has a bit of a sad story behind it, which was that my best friend, when I was in year 3 at school, and I had the bright idea to collect ladybirds in an ice cream container. We did it at recess. And it wasn't just one ladybird like Small Gloria, I'm afraid. We collected perhaps 30 ladybirds, and nobody had mentioned to us about not putting the lid on, or even about punching holes in the lid. We just put the lid on, and they were fine at lunchtime. We enjoyed them then, and then we left them at school overnight, and we got to school the next day so excited to see these ladybirds again. And they were all in that terrible position, curled up on their backs with their little legs up. And we were absolutely devastated. We felt like murderers. We're still very good friends now, and we refer to it as the Great Ladybird Massacre of '84. But I sort of made a vow then that I would do something in my life that would help ladybirds. So in a sense, that book was my attempt to make restitution for the mass murder that we committed when I was in year 3.